know who it is. Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is, No Filter. Always pause after that, right? Are my intros swaggy? Like, do I have swag in my intros? Sometimes I'm ready to just go in. Sometimes I delay. Sometimes I'm kind of like feeling things out. By no means is it a problem though, because I love this camera. I love performing. I love producing. And I don't mean make beats. I mean like being an impact on the world. You know, I don't want to get into astrology too much. I'm an Aries with creative people. And, you know, once we have a passion for something, we try to give you it all. You know what I'm saying? So just this period just moves me. And, I'm in a real good space when I get to do this. So don't mind the intros. Sometimes they're, a little rough, rugged, or on the fly as always. But I hope all is well. Everything's going good. You know how the year started. I probably mentioned already. S.I.P Gangsta Boo. It's just sad to like start a year off already. Like no breather. But life don't have dates and times. You go when you go. Technology affords us to have the date and time. But go back into prehistoric before there was clocks and calendars and shit. When you went, you went. You know what I'm saying? So just because it's a new year, or just because the year ends, or maybe mid-year, that shit really don't play and have anything to do with news. Great news, sad news. They say life and the moves you make has timing, but I don't know, the timing of that shit just now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a very prestigious location. But anyway, again, I hope all is well, all is productive. You see me a little up close more right now. I kind of like no promotion really on the table tip and the cup and the hats. I still rock the hat. But I wanted you to really see up close my other side of me, outside of potting. New Music Fridays is every Friday on YouTube at MRHush476. That's every Thursday night at midnight. So if you notice my pattern in my crafts, if you notice something about me, if you research and you're following closely, the top of the week is pod, the bottom of the week is music. So I begin your week with some jewels, some gems, hopefully something motivational to get your week going, and then I end you off with some fire. You feel me? So I feel like I'm doing my due diligence to justice and peace and for society. You feel me? So that's that on that. I want to shout out Rumble. I just really got started with those guys. It's another platform. I won't call it another YouTube, but it kind of gives the Twitch/TikTok feel. So Rumble is free for a viewer. So I'm going to need you to go download Rumble and meet me over there. Of course, my content will still be on YouTube as well, but I upload it to Rumble as well so I can monetize from it. Because YouTube, I don't want to talk bad. I use them. You know what I'm saying? It's political with the paper, though. It's political. I'm still trying to get the subscribers. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm rambling. Yes. Voice of Reason, NF. That's how you find me on Rumble. That's how you find me here on YouTube. So, like, comment, and subscribe. I need the subscribers. I mean, if you think that I'm being anywhat helpful to your life, no matter how important or non-important it is, we need to spread this. You feel me? There's good knowledge. There's good info, inspiration, and motivation out there for everybody. Numerous platforms give you punchline, $1 million worth of game. You feel me? So that's it really on that side of things. Just subscribe and share the channel. Voice of Reason NF here on YouTube. I'm also on Rumble. And that's it. Let's just keep this pushing. But as genuine as I do this, it don't really matter. I'm going to sit here and still talk my shit. And, I guess it could be like a visual diary for when I'm old and gray. Well, I'm already gray. But the old part, you know what I mean? I could sit back and see all the accomplishments and the maturity, because not only do I hope you get something from this, I also hope that you see that my growth. I almost thought I was live for a sec, my bag, and people were commenting. I was about to say, oh, I'm lit! Niggas is tuning in. That's a joke. But anyway, let's get right to it. Oh yeah, I had to say it last time with the whole looking down. Does that like take away from the audience? You know, if I could, I guess, hold it up so I don't have to look down as much. Pardon me, I'm gonna do a short glance when I read off my topics. So first is, God forbid you get locked up, fellas. God forbid. Would you allow your partner to start an OnlyFans to get bail or lawyer, especially if there's no other money available? Also, a breakdown is behind your back and you find out, or something that's brought to you so you know from rip. Ooh, it's gonna be hard to unpack that, fellas. Kids, I mean, I'm just gonna assume kids is involved. Makes it does it make it harder to break down kids or no kids? Because no kids, I still need bail money. I'm, God forbid, putting myself in a scenario. I still need bail and a lawyer. Either way. Will my pride kick in a little more if there's no kids? Maybe. I may say, dub, I'll figure it out. With kids, I may still feel, dub, I can figure it out. But it makes me a little more... I know, you're going to kick my ass for this, because this is not a fucking thing to debate. Like, this is total degrading. It's totally unacceptable. It's no way that my lady should start her OnlyFans, should have to, because of me getting locked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just... It's a difficult subject, but I'm trying to voice a reason here. So again, if there's kids involved and I get locked, there's no other bread to feed them kids. That alone, fuck the bail and the lawyer. Yeah, we're gonna gear towards that as well, but to feed the kids, I guess it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of like tricky, because what the fuck was my lady doing before I got locked? You know what I'm saying? So that job should have done the feeding. I feel like that job can do the feeding, I guess, and the OnlyFans could work on just my bail and my lawyer. So I guess, you know, visually versus actually physically going out there to do it, it's still a little degrading. It's still one of those... You know what I mean? Not an easy pill to swallow. But fellas, keep it a buck. How long you want to sit up? And I guess you would challenge what the charge is. I mean, if it's something where, I don't know, man, even a year away is a long time to hold down the finances. You feel me? So, and still, you know, bail might... She may have to do OnlyFans for 2 days to get me bail, depending on how low the charge is versus it being something crazy. But we don't want that to happen, regardless, like, of how long she has to do it. Once she sets up the OnlyFans, we're already like, But I'm gonna be realistic and say, you know, with kids involved, you should exercise all options, even if it's, you know, a bad long-term looking decision, and hopefully it's short-term. It doesn't really affect y'all can get past it. But I understand, like, the cringing, like, that is not what you really want to do. Is that really the only option out of this? You got to think of other ways first and let that be like a last resort. But I get it. As far as it being behind your back, fellas, if you don't know, is that like cheating? It's not, right? Like what they say, what I don't know. But this is not the same, because if she does it behind your back and then poof, she just pops up with bail and lawyer, it's like, well, what the fuck did you do to get it? I'm happy, thank you, babe. I'm home for now to the court date. but how the fuck did you get that? And then we have the discussion then. So that's what makes this topic interesting, because it's like, if you do it behind my back, am I more mad? If it's principle, because you're supposed to be able to tell me anything, I'm a little more mad behind my back. But the back and forth during the situation at hand, I understand, the woman just doing it, and if she's effective quickly, and then just deal with later why and how and all of that. Because if I'm locked up behind a wall having conversations with you, we don't want to waste the time we have on the phone, the communication, beefing and having this long debate about you shouldn't do it, when in reality she gonna do it anyway if she feel, what am I doing to show her that she doesn't need to do that? You feel me? That's the only really comeback, fellas. If you have somebody that owes you bread or somebody you can hit up, and you got to show action to prove that, look, I got it. There's no need for you to do that. So I'm going to end it there. If you can't do that, you may have to exercise the option that she may have to go there. If you want to get petty and describe what the terms are, she just showing her feet. Because, a beautiful woman is a beautiful woman. She ain't really got to do what OnlyFans used to mean. You know what I'm saying? Because when you used to hear OnlyFans, you thinking it's only sexual, all the way pornography. You know what I mean? But now they can swag it a different way. It's still like tough to hear that somebody was a part of that you take serious, but that's it on that. So fellas, have a plan B, have a plan C to show your lady you got it, then she doesn't have to go there. But if you don't have either plan B or C, expect that as an option. Behind your back may be better pending upon the trust level and where y'all was prior to that. If never ever that I know of, my lady was sneaky or anything that I didn't know about or was aware of, I will take that into consideration if she did this behind my back. In consideration, it's still a little tension, just a little. All right, next. TikTok post shows Glorilla says she did 3 years in jail for stealing cereal. This is not a topic. I have these things mixed up. I don't want to look down too much and select. So I'm just gonna go in the order I have them lined up, guys. That's just a statement. I don't really think it's real. TikTok be capping. Let's keep it a stack. But to go to jail for 3 years for stealing cereal is gangster. And I don't know who the fuck defended her, how many stealing and robberies she has prior. But cereal, 3 years, something don't sound right there. But that was in a post. Okay, Chilli from TLC and Boy Meets World star Matthew Lawrence makes it IG official? Courtesy of Baller Alert. Do we care? I'm sorry to sound insensitive. Do we care? Any of these people are relevant now? We know who Chilli is. TLC was dope. I don't think age is a matter really much, but I would say, how old is Chilli? How old is him? That would be the only debate. Like, is there a huge age difference and that's why it's like a Baller Alert thing? But anyway, that's more just post. Next. I ain't staying on those things long. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna skip that one though. 223,000 jobs were added in December of 2022. Jobless rates are down to 3.5%. This is courtesy of CNN. How we feel about that? Do we agree? Look around you. Your friends, family, neighbors, just people in passing. Do you feel like the jobless rate is down to that low? Do you feel like a lot of people are working now? We can't see who's at home working. So, you have the at-home work. That may mean and that may hold a lot of weight to why they can say these are the numbers. Because since COVID, since the pandemic, a lot of at-home jobs have been added. So that could almost be truthful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't deny that. I'll say that that's highly possible that there are a lot of job opportunities now, especially with working from home. far as the jobless rate down to 3.5, where are we talking? Are we talking the entire United States? Because I still see poverty, and having a job doesn't really grant you financial freedom off rip, or will have immediate results. It'll be just to get by, depending on the entry level and where and what job. But I still see poverty. I still see the same rate to me of people begging for money, people being homeless, people, I see a similar rate. Has it dropped? It could be. I'm not paying that deep attention to really argue a number. But if that's true, won't stay long. If that's true, that's dope though. Let's keep it coming, because I want 3.5 down to 0. Then brag. 3.5 is good, but let's get it down to 0 where everybody works. Because if everybody could work and everybody could intertwine and make a difference, where the job field and the money is starting to stir around a little more evenly, that's dangerous to say, because this society, our government and economy, ain't no such thing as equality with this bread. The rich stay rich, the poor, you know the vibes. But if we can start to put a dagger in that, and start to, let's get away from that statement, and we all rock, we all live, we all eat, that sounds dope to me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the behavior, the climate of the behavior of where we live, based on how everybody's living, struggling or not, or have it a little bit better than before, will cause the behavior of the interactions with people. I can't ever say I can understand or figure out a solution to violence and killing, but I think if you narrow the wage where everybody's kind of all right, if you want to put this stat out there, it may make a difference in how we communicate with each other. Okay, I'm going on. Don't mix confidence with delusion. Men should be more aware of this difference. Doesn't mean you can't make changes if you fuck up, though. So this is definitely a different type of pod, because I'm seeing, I'm just reading straight off because I don't want to look away from you guys too much. But you notice I always kept like the current events and posts and shit like that together, and then kind of got into topics and shit that was specific. Now we're just winging it now, baby. It's good, changes and switching it up. Keep it interesting for you. I don't want you to think it's predictable. So back to that statement. Yes, don't mix confidence with delusion, fellas. Confidence is a great thing. A lot of success, a lot of power moves have been made based on a confidence level. Absolutely. You definitely need it. It's never something you can minus. I think the delusion comes with age, but it also could come from multiple mistakes. Because when you're younger, I think that's when you're most vulnerable to make mistakes. So if you're making multiple mistakes at a young age, or you've gotten to an older age and you're not really seeing progress, you're not really seeing growth in areas that you thought you were aiming for, this is where the delusion comes in. Because it's like, I don't want to put a timestamp, shout out timestamps, on when your success, when your level up happens. You feel me? I guess as voice of reason, I can argue that I'm hoping less people are delusional. Because if you're on your purpose and you're still out here grinding, even if you haven't reached a certain plateau, you're not delusional. If you're really working hard and pushing hard, not the half-ass. That's where the delusion, I think I can bring that and reinstate it, bring it back. So if you are half-assing your purpose and your goals, whatever you have a passion for, or whatever you have to do to make ends meet, if you're half-assing these things and yet rolling around with the confidence that you are somebody and you should be taken serious and you should be respected, and that's where the delusion is, because only you can justify that. And that's horrible because you can't justify bullshit. But you yourself understand that you're not where you're supposed to be, and you know why. You can keep putting out there this energy of confidence like you're doing something, knowing you're not putting the full effort in, and just see who believes that shit, who feeds into it at all. But you know yourself. You know, this is not even a discussion you need to have with me or anybody you're cool with about that. You know when you're putting in that pain, and you know when you're slacking off. And you know, it was another post that I didn't write down specifically, but it gave me the vibes of every day is not, you know what I mean? You're not going to always be 100 every day. You're not going to always, you know, have that day that's resembling perfection, or very productive where there was no more you can do because that was the ultimate max. That was your best performance. Every day is not going to be like that. You just have to have humility to know that it's a work in progress. Some days you're up to, some days you're down to. Don't let it affect the day coming. Remember, right now and yesterday does not matter tomorrow. In most cases, you can use that as the confidence instead of being delusional to think that you're good when you know you haven't put the work in to vouch that you're good. Personal example, and I'm off this. I can criticize what I could have done differently music-wise. The reason I can still have confidence and you can't really call me delusional is because I have 20 years in music. Whether you know me, heard of me, whatever you want to say about, you know, as far as being a celebrity or famous, I back that up with, if you want to know what happened in that 20 years, fine. The first 5 to 10 may not have been the strongest on knowing everything about the music business, and I still don't know everything about it. But what I can tell you is, let's not even brag about the 20, because that's where you could throw delusional at me. You can try. Let's talk about the last 2 years, almost 3 years though. The last almost 3 years, I want to say almost 3 years. New Music Fridays, every week, nonstop. 4 albums, LPs, if you want to be politically correct. 4 LPs. So that's where my confidence is not delusional. If it's all about money and fame, throw delusional my way, sure. But cut the crap. 2, and I'm off this, podcast, which is not even my first love. It's actually my third love, because if you saw a post, follow me on Instagram, howustophim. One word. It's in the timestamps. I ain't spelling it. I said music is first, basketball second, the podcast is third. Episode 199 is where we at right now. Every week also, just like New Music Fridays. Granted, I started audio only, shout out Anchor. You see, shit like that is enough of an argument to defend yourself. You can get, you know, the tough love of it and say, well, hey, if you can say all of this, how come you're not further? Of course, it's more. I'm not going to sit here. This segment is not about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and go tit for tat, because I'm voice of reason for real. I could be the devil and the angel. Like, I could get on myself and go, well, you should have did this. Well, this is why I didn't do that. We're not doing all that. That's it with that. Don't mix confidence with delusion. Damar Hamlin, Monday Night Football this past week. Bills versus Cincinnati. This young man is a safety on the Bills. Tackled somebody, got up, and collapsed. You know this story, but you know, when you're watching this segment right now, if you don't know this story already, I don't know whether you live under a rock or you have no electricity where you at. Rushed to the hospital, The big story is EMS response time on that field may have saved his life, and it came to be that he had cardiac arrest. He couldn't breathe on his own at first. Since he's breathing on his own, first words was, "Did we win?" Now he's talking. They canceled the game. Skip Bayless got chewed up for saying that that's an important game, shouldn't be canceled. Then took a statement and said, "My bad, I didn't mean to sound insensitive." Then the next week of football came. All the coaches, I seen a lot of coaches rocking for Hamlin, for Damar, number 3. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. A tragic situation is beautiful how the world has responded. You feel me? And to give you the cheat, to give you the leak the news, Bills beat Patriots to rep for Damar. He was able to see the game from his hospital bed. We're praying for him. Get up out that hospital back home. That was sad, but I love how everybody responded outside of Skip Bayless. 24 years old. You see what I'm saying? Like, life don't have dates and times. This is the top of the year, y'all. First quarter. So I'm going to continue to pray for him and pray for the strength of his family to hold him down till he's 100. Yeah, I want to shout out. I thought at first it said Time, but it's TME. Follow her on IG. TMELODII music. It's in the timestamps. This is her subject. Well, this is a post that she posted, and I chose to bring this up here. Is our generation letting masculine female rap ruin femininity, and healthy relationships? Good shit. Is our generation letting masculine female rap ruin basically being feminine, and is it ruining healthy relationships? So I know that the easy target here to go to first, the easy target would be Megan Thee Stallion's music. You know what I give Cardi B a little credit for? She swags it a little different, to an extent. And if we're teaching fellas to get on their purpose and you know, lead, be the breadwinner, be tough mentally and physically, some of what Cardi B does I can't criticize. I get where they're going with this. We don't want to hear females. What kind of rap do we want to hear, though? I just want bars, though. See, you can't ask me this. Little Kim, that music was good to me. It's a little raw. I don't think it attacked men too much, though. I'd have to go back and see. But your natural instincts, I mean, does your brain have a fart? Because my natural instincts, when I think of all of Little Kim's music, I don't really find it too, masculine. Some of it sounded Biggie-ish, so that's probably why I gave the leniency of it. But I'm cool with it. And I think, to take away without me rambling on, I think the big takeaway here is, if you're a man and your confidence and your swag on your purpose and super masculine, this doesn't bother you. It really doesn't. Megan's music and similar, I don't want to let Glorilla live. You know what I'm saying? Some of her shit is a kind of masculine too. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's masculine, yes, to an extent, but our men are weakening in the same breath. You feel me? Like, men are not as masculine as we should be. I don't know the percentage. But if we were, Let them rock. If that shit is getting them a bag, I don't care. Like, who are we dealing with here? You talking about 20-year-old relationships? Like, you know, they're in their early 20s, and you know the guy might come from a wholesome home, traditional home, where hopefully he's masculine though, because no matter where he came from, if he's all the way masculine, he should be able to handle females his age or a little older or whatever. But maybe that age group is suffering from this. But when you older, I mean, I don't think no females that I would date my age is even listening to Megan, not like on a regular basis, like that's their favorite artist. I don't want to like slam her too much. She's already looks like a dweeb without that. Cardi B neither. You can listen, but I don't know. So it's the age group, I think, with this statement. You know what I mean? You can talk about it a little bit. It is a little raw. It is a little masculine. I don't know what we want the female LL. You know how when LL was I need love and all of that and around the way girl. Do we want the women to rap like that? You know, just kind of like SWV, but with a rap. Cause yo, I swear I always go back to that is it I'm So Into You? No. Damn, I can't remember the name of the shit. You know, the one where they basically creeping and somebody they ain't telling. Oh man, it's not So Into You. You're the one. There you go. That one. So yeah, do we want that? But you know, women could argue the same thing. The men used to sing about giving you the mountain, moving mountains, giving you the sun, the earth. You know, and we don't really do that no more. We talk about something, you know. So it's a two-way street. I still like the statement. Yes, I do feel it's a little masculine. Does it ruin healthy relationships? I feel like the younger generation may get influenced by it, under 30, maybe at 30. But I think once you mature to a certain level, you don't allow that. You feel me? That wouldn't be a factor. So it's definitely age related, but yes, it is a little masculine. Good shit. Once again, follow tmelodiimusic music. I want to say that was tmelodiimusic, but there's no I in time. It's in the timestamps though. Ladies, respect a man who don't have it all, but will do anything he can for you. That was a post. What do you do? Because for me to try to dig inside a female's mind, I'll take a crack at this. What do you do and what kind of shit test do you display to find out that this guy will do anything for you? I don't think he can prove that in a breath or a day. So it's a challenging statement to say the least off rip, because no disrespect, to get a woman to say, I think this nigga would really do anything for me. And that could get twisted because they can use that, and you a beta male, and take advantage of that. I don't want to say a lot of cases, but we going to leave it fair, 50-50, that they going to take advantage of that. But that's not the case in point here. Women, do you really seek that and really observe and kind of feed for that? Like, you know, say to yourself, listen, I want a provider. I want somebody to hold it down. I want somebody to be masculine, mentally and physically. I want this, I want that. I want him to be successful. Whatever your list is, right? Then the argument comes up of faithful. 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 So, if we leave that out of this, because actually we don't have to bring that in this. Loyalty, which you can throw the faithful shit in there with that, because some women feel like if you're not faithful, you're not loyal. So for that argument's sake, I'm not even feeding into that. So, if he'll do anything for you, It's too twisted, man. That's the. You see how today is, boy, and I'm voice of reason, so I know y'all be like getting on my case, like he can't make up his mind because I'm trying to look from all angles, and there's a part of me that's like, that should be what the fuck they want. Somebody that'll do anything for them, even if they don't have it all. That is a deep sign of loyalty to me. Make sure you good. We'll stand in front of a bullet. Let's not get too dramatic. But ride or die for real. So now all this other shit that go down that people want to throw, you know, like I said, the faithful thing. If he genuinely will do anything for you, who the fuck? But that's something different. So the thing is, I can't answer this. I'm not a lady, female, woman, because y'all don't be knowing what the fuck y'all want. Honestly. Because this sound good. Now, if I have daughters, if I talk to my daughters, I would say, yeah, take this guy. Take this guy. But it's not, you know, it's good that day, then the next day is like, nah. It's way too complicated. The female's mind, what they want, you know, the whole argument about unconditional love, there is none. There is none. So if it's under conditions, this statement don't matter. It was a good one though. Like I said, I tell my daughters, take this guy. And anybody with any real common sense logic and understand how rough it is out here and how whatever these women really think they want have a very small percentage, a very small chance of getting that, they might as well look for that. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, he could get more. Because it didn't say broke. It didn't say he was broke. It said he don't have it all. That don't mean he can't get it all. You feel me? So, yeah, cool. Wrapping up, 2 more. This is like a fun humor one for relationships for guys and girls. What part of the bed, if this means anything, does your partner lay to indicate a sign to initiate sex? Can we crack jokes? Well, if it's a twin size bed, you don't even answer this one. Savages, my dudes. My dudes. If I'm in a twin bed with my lady every fucking night, I'm initiating because you're on my side. I'm kidding. But obviously this is not for twin size beds. I don't even think you can answer this if it's a full size bed. You definitely have to be queen and king. So if you're a queen and king size bed, fellas, and your lady, unless she sleeps in the middle all the time, you know, that's how you answer this. You know, how long y'all been rocking? Do you know your partner's patterns? You know, do they normally sleep in the middle anyway? Do they sleep off to the side? Then you can break down how you would answer something like this. So if your partner sleeps in the middle, you can't answer this because when the fuck? You just got to roll the dice. Maybe there's other signs, a leg, an arm. You know, there's other indicators you would have to look for and be very focused to know when. Or you just do it on the fly. Yes, yes, no, no. Oh, sleepy? Tired? All right, cool. But if your partner normally sleeps on their, you know, respected side, let's say they sleep on their side, that's the left, and they're not in the middle, you feel me? Normally, if that's their normal position, or maybe they're on their right side, but still nowhere near the middle. Once they cross the middle or are in the middle, that does not guarantee that, but I feel you can initiate. Again, based on their sleep patterns. How do they sleep? Do you want to throw in dressed or not for bed? You know, a lot of women nowadays, may not broadcast that. A lot of women sleep in the bed naked or almost naked. So that's just a comfortability thing. I don't think that squares anything either. You know what I mean? But that's if we're talking people who live together. You could even talk to people who are serious that don't live together but spend multiple nights a week at each other's house. But the ones who are just dating, you don't even fall into this because dating is you know, y'all learning each other. If you do spend the night, I would assume that means it's going down during the dating stage. You know, I'm going a little off subject, but dating, spend the night, I'm initiating every time if I'm in that stage, almost every time. Unless I spent like 3 nights straight, then maybe, okay, the 3rd night I'll chill. It depends on your drive. You feel me? So that was a cute one. It's nothing set in stone, bottom line. You know, so that was a subject that we could tackle and pretty much, you know, wrap that up to say, you know, it depends per individual, per partner, how they move, what's their sleeping patterns. That's it, yo. That's it. All right, so I'm going to close out with my big one. I have to look down a little bit because you got to really get this one. When money was given in an intimate setting, no clear understanding of it being a loan, do you feel that that money is owed anytime after the relationship is over, no matter how it ended? Now it says men's view and women's view. First of all, we don't have a fucking say, fellas. Which is why this shit is political as fuck. Because if a guy gave bread during any encounter with a female, friendship, maybe friendship you have somewhat of some legs, just fucking, title, marriage, whatever other relationship outside of friendship, any money, any monetary shit given to a female, this ain't even a debate. You know how you look and what you gonna get called if you try to ask for that bread back, any of that bread back. You can't. You can't unless documents were signed or you recorded that chick saying, yo, I'm letting you hold this. There's no debate. Can I use that for my argument that vice versa, it should be the same energy? But it's not. Or we can exercise that the fuck it is and feel how you feel. But what would a chick say if a dude hit? Be honest, ladies. If a nigga hit you up, if a dude hit you up, I can make up an amount, but let's just say, I don't know, he gave $1,500, whether one shot or whatever, and he go, yo, I'm gonna need that back. This bum ass bird ass, yo, that shit, she in the group chat slaying you. But a female, you telling me a female could say, yeah, so I'm gonna need back that. You could go in your fellas, you could go in your chat and say, this bum ass, bird ass chick, but privilege. It don't look the same. It's not judged the same. You could treat it the same. Fellas, the moral of that is, it's up to you. It's up to you. We masculine, we have pride, we have ego. If you know that you was in a situation with a chick and she was helping out, it was a help thing, you was kind of fucked up. If you feel like you should, I feel like you should just on the strength of, and maybe you're not at a place where you could have gave it back already, but you lining that up. And if that was already your motivation, I feel like you should do that. I mean, I'm not against you doing it. I'm not going to say I feel you should do that. That's negative. But if you was already on that type of time, fine. But I don't feel like you should let them guilt you into it, which they're not going to admit, and it's not going to appear that way, or they'll deflect from it. But they can't guilt you into that because it is what it is. If you had no intentions of even considering it, I don't feel you should be strong-armed into it or attempted to or made feel guilty or you shouldn't even be getting hit up about it. You feel me? But the difference between the men and women view on this. So only if you had intentions of on your own, maybe you got a pride thing, you was really fucked up, now you sort of good. And like, you know, I could talk to the homies. I don't know about y'all. It don't rub me right. People walking this earth, delusional or not, thinking that I owe them or I'm owing them. Bill collectors all day. Debt collectors, fuck y'all. I ain't got no pride with that. Not fuck y'all. We got to handle our responsibilities when we can. Credit is very important. I'm not saying to say fuck them. I'm saying those are not personal people that you interact with or have interacted with. So when you owe a bill, it's not the same as you owe a person. And I don't like that feeling. So I feel like if you're like me and you ever been in that situation, it can be, you can be used or taken advantage of. They could feed into that energy. You know what I'm saying? If they know you're that type. Even if they don't know, they just throwing that out there, and, you will feed into it where you're like, damn, do I owe this bitch? But on my closing, it's up to you. If you already know, like if you felt like somebody looked out for you and you want to, when you get to that, when you can, just do it. If you feel that way. I'm not co-signing it. Do it. But I don't feel you should be any type of guilt, bullied. Fuck bully. We too old for that. Guilt or any kind of like forcible, strong-arming, attempting type of thing. Because women are manipulating like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you have high value though, I know it. Like if a broad spent like, and like I said, not one shot, and then I ain't gonna drag it on and on. Let's say 2,500. You just gonna pick any price. But you up now like 15 G's. If you know the type of chick it was, or shit's feel funny style, just throw that shit back. But it's like, man, I don't even want you having that type of energy going around thinking you made me, or without you I would have. Know what I mean? I'm not even talking from a what's the name court, whatever court that is, where motherfuckers go and feel like they're owed bread, or a situation went left and they're trying to sue now. I'm not even talking from a suing standpoint. You know what I mean? Because hopefully it ain't that serious. But fellas, on a closing note, you can never ask for bread back you give a bitch. Unless y'all said, I'm loaning you this. Or it's a friendship. You my homie, here's your 100 for your bill, but you owe me that. Or it's a loan, or something signed, or recorded. But if you just dealing with a chick, and y'all was physical, y'all used to get it in, friends with benefits, a serious relationship, or further, whatever bread you spent, you gotta eat that. You gotta eat that. Sucks. Material things, if you want to like nitpick that, fine. But I feel high value, keep that shit, bitch. That's memories, and yeah, I was an impact in your life. Females, you can't play the same game. You can't play the same game. If you chose to get bread, or you helped out, again, unless that was verbally said it was a loan, sorry to say it got to be documented, recorded, you got to eat that too. But I ain't telling y'all how to move, because y'all going to do whatever sporadic shit y'all want, and it's justified. You don't get shamed for it. So God bless. Till the next time, stay safe, all right? New Music Fridays on YouTube at MR Hush 476.